Hello, 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 hello out there. How's everybody doing? Is everybody very conservative in New York? Christopher Wright, here to present you with another one of my momentous walk and talk videos. What's today's walk and talk going to be about? I want to speak about something I forgot to little touch up on in my last video when I came to the Democratic Party. It's going to be the whole situation going on with Tiny Mike Bloomberg, as Trump calls him. But before I go there, I just want to mention a couple things. First thing, the CRA, I got a website that I got into journalism side of things. I want to get the truth out there in multiple ways other than just walking and talking. The videos, I give you guys a lot of credit for all the support. But I started a website, the CRANewYork.com, and that's C like Charlie, R like Randy, A like Alpha, New York, spelled out. So CRANewYork.com. And you can see my posts. I'm going to talk about a lot of issues in the city from a conservative point of view, because as you guys know, I'm in New York City, very left city. So, media is something else out here. So I'm going to try to attack from different other angles other than just, me putting out video content. So just want to give you guys a head up and check that out and show support whenever you can. But with that said, let me get to the subject matter. And that is what's going on with what I feel about Tiny Mike Bloomberg. I forgot to mention in my last video when I saw all the candidates on the left. And the reason why is because, not to be, Trump mode right now, but he's really off my radar. He's a small guy, tiny guy, 5'8". We only had about, 2 or 3 presidents in the past under 6 foot tall. And I'm not just here to criticize a man's height at all, nothing like that. It's more to it than just that. He has kind of like a Mussolini kind of attitude to go with the tiny body. And if you look at it, like in New York City, he was mayor for 12 years. And some of you out there might be asking, whoa, Chris, mayor for 12 years, how's that even possible? Well, it's possible because of the fact that Bloomberg, he, on his second term, from the year 2002 to 2014, he was the mayor here in New York City. And he did that because after his second term, and he was a Republican at the time, by the way, when he ran. In the second term, he passed a law where he allowed himself a third term as mayor. So he pretty much elected himself almost as mayor. And after he did that, he made a law so that future people running for the position of mayor in New York couldn't give themselves 3 terms. So he passed it for himself, and then he took it away once his third term was up. So if you guys want to do this stuff on a state level, what do you think he's really doing when he gets on government level? Very dangerous. Not to mention, if you look at the past with him, he had a situation with stop and frisk. And for you guys that don't know what that law is, it's something they had here in New York for a period of time in the early 2000s. They had it where if they can have the right to pull a citizen over and stop and frisk them if they fit a certain MO. And there's people that Giuliani was the original mayor that kind of brought that into the system. And it was brought in because New York was the crime capital for many years in a row, especially in the 80s and 90s. 70s through the 90s. They were just, a city known for its murder rate and crime rate. So they kind of put this law out there to kind of try to resolve that, which they did a pretty good job because the crime rate dropped like a 75% rate after stop and frisk was implemented. But with that said, when Giuliani did it, and as people know, president right now supports it, they said they're supporting it, but it has to be done in a proper fashion. And when you look at Michael Bloomberg, when he took over the government ship from Giuliani in 2002, he implemented to, they say, another level, a more extremist, because to me, Bloomberg is a rhino Republican kind of mentality. So he took that stop and frisk and he put it to another level where it went from 97 stops in 2002. And if you look at in just a 9-year time frame in 2011, it went from 97 stops in 2002 to 685,000 stops in 2011. So quite a big jump there. And he was even recorded audio saying that, if they, they recorded him, he didn't know he was being recorded. He said that it should be implemented, and he said that if they fit the MO, just pretty much yoke up the criminal, in his opinion, or just yoke him up and do the stop and no frisk. And the MO was, he said, anybody from ages 15 to 24 who was a minority. that's male. So if you're a male minority from 15 to 24, he said as a police officer, you have the right to just, you know, stop and don't frisk, no questions asked. And this is the guy that's running for Democratic Party. And the Democrats for the last, what, 3 years, 4 years now almost, been saying how they're against this, oh, you know, white cops attacking black youth and, you know, all this equality they keep spewing out. And they're talking about, you know, all this stuff that. But this guy is a definition of that. He implemented stop and don't frisk beyond to an extreme level, way farther than where Giuliani and Trump were initially supporting it. So this is who the left wants to place their faith in. And I talked to local people in the neighborhood who were in New York during that time frame when Giuliani was mayor here. And they were saying how he never raised the pay rate for government workers here in New York. So a lot of them had issues with him on that level. So this is what's going to happen to me, in my opinion, that if they really, the Democrat Party, because they're pushing him, because they're letting him almost buy the election, in my opinion. And because if you look at his donation money, he's like number 2 or 3 in donation money. He's donating millions and millions of dollars to his campaign, way more than past candidates like Kamala Harris and Cory Booker could afford. So this guy's literally buying his way through. And you see Bernie's winning right now when it comes to the primaries in a lot of states he's choosing from. So he's winning in these states, but yet they're pushing Bloomberg. And they're doing that because Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren were their candidates for the establishment. That's who they want to win. That's who they want to go against Trump. And they're seeing that that's falling through a hole and it's not going to work. So what's happening now is they're pushing Bloomberg because Bloomberg has a financial backing to do what he pretty much, what his will. And when I feel when the minorities find out about his past when it comes to stop and no frisk, when they find out, you know, how he treated his government workers, and also when it comes to the women vote, he also was a part of, you know, real anti-Me Too type of guy, if you get my drift. There were situations in the past that, you know, there was sexual misconduct claims against him for making certain statements. He told a woman that one of his sales employees, they were taking a photo because 2 women won an award. And he said to one woman, oh, why don't you take the photo with us? Oh, probably because they would have saw your face. And pretty much saying she was ugly. And then she's mentioned the fact that, you know, she was just got married and she was pregnant. So she was looking forward to like the pregnancy in the future when it came to their household and everything like that. But after the day she mentioned that to him, he pretty much told her to kill it, referring to the baby, saying kill the baby pretty much because, you know, she's so ugly, why reproduce kind of thing. So this is, like I said, who the Democrats placing their faith in. And a guy that all the claims they make against Trump, of him being sexist, him being racist, him being like this, you know, male chauvinist, all this stuff they say about him, Michael Bloomberg represents that to the fullest. And, you know, so this is, you know, what they've been complaining about for the past 3 years. They're trying to allow this man to buy his way into the Democratic primary, into the White House eventually. And so it makes the Democratic Party the biggest hypocrites of all, in my opinion. They're huge hypocrites. And, you know, this is, you know, who, like I said, they're trying to push out there. And they got doing that because they got TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome, to the max. And they're at a point where they're angry that they lost the election in 2016. So they're willing to do whatever it takes to get Trump out of office. If that means vote for somebody who is their ultimate representation of the enemy that they claim Trump is. And that's what Bloomberg represents. And yet they're pushing for Bloomberg, man, just so they can say they got Trump out of office. And, you know, you got Elizabeth Warren, you know, fake Pocahontas going to like Denny's restaurants, and you see how they're treating her. They're ignoring her when she goes try to talk to potential voters. So, you know, they're stuck when it comes to that. But that's pretty much what I want to talk to you guys about. And I also want to mention Hillary Clinton, Crooked Hillary, because if you've been watching her, she's been in the shadows lately. And my opinion is she's in the shadows because she's waiting for a moment to creep out, like the swamp creature that she is out the swamp, creeping through the forest. She's going to sweep out, and they're going to announce her as the running mate from Bloomberg. So they can push the, you know, oh, you know, the money backing with Bloomberg, then they can get the women vote with Hillary. Because I just know her, man. She's been quiet lately, and she is somebody mentally, she thinks she won the election still in her head. So she is, I think, waiting for a moment to come out and just do what she does best, which is just lie, you know, pander, do whatever it takes to get the black vote and women's vote. So they're going to use her for that alongside with Bloomberg. And that's who I feel the Democratic Party is going to do to come after Trump, because they feel that's the only way they can defeat Trump. because they got no candidates that can do it. They're not about Bernie Sanders' socialism. You know, the establishment doesn't want to roll with it. You know, they don't want it on the left just as much as we don't want it on the right. So they're going to just foil his chances and screw him over for the money and let Bloomberg and Hillary get in there. But that's just my opinion. So keep your eyes out, be aware, and like always, you know, go out and support our president. Make sure you get out there on November 6th and vote. You know, vote for Trump 2020, man. Get him in there. Let's get him in office. Let's get this country continue to move forward. But like always, God bless everybody out there listening, and God bless the United States of America. Peace out.